Today we're talking about how to create two health bars, one lives, one health bar. Let me show you how this looks here real quick. Alright, so you get the hearts here and you have the health bar for the boss on the right hand side. And my power's going down when I'm going to hit by the boss. I die there. Now when I do this, click on myself and I shoot my weapon out. His power's going down, he dies. Alright, so let me show you how to do this. Got a boss HP here. It's set to visible, depth's at 0. Went to grab a step. And then I did the health bar here, so I go into the score tab and dragged over a test health. The value is set to 1, operation smaller than. Then I grabbed the start block, an end block, and I set the health bar. So I grabbed a set health, set to 0, not relative. Then I grabbed the else. Then I set it to end game. Went to main 2 tab, dragged over an end game step, and then end block. Then I went to game start, went to add event, clicked on this other icon, said game start. Then I grabbed a set health, set it to 100, not relative. Then I did a draw GUI, dragged over a draw health. And then I have the X1 set up to view underscore X view plus 2800, Y1 view underscore Y view plus 170. X2 it's set to view underscore X view plus 2540. Then Y2 set to view underscore Y view plus 70. This will put the location of where I want my health bar to be at. The back color is red. I set it to red. And then the bar color is going to be yellow. Do not check relative. This is the position of it. So X view and X view for the X2 and the X1. This pretty much will stretch it to the location you want it at. So 2800. This is where I want it at on the right hand side, and then 2540 is basically how I stretched it out. So I want the length of it is going to be not 2540, but that's what I have to put in order for it to be a certain size. And then that Y1 and Y2, this talks about so X1 and X2 basically talk about the how long it's going to be. Basically, it's going to stretch out to a certain size, going left and right, horizontal. Then we do Y1 and Y2, that's going to stretch it out going vertical. So this is going to determine how thick it's going to be for the Y2 and Y1. And then the X1 and X2 is going to determine how long it's going to be going horizontal. Alright, and then I have it set to GUI draw. This basically works if you're doing a camera view and make the character move, then the health bar will move along with the character. So you don't have to use the step event and the draw event like I've done in the past, where it's going to be set to, it's going to be drawn on the screen when you're moving. You can use the draw GUI instead, but I did notice with doing it through the computer, the PC, versus the Android device, that the X and Y coordinates are going to be different, and you have to make sure you adjust that depending on what what device you're using, whether it be PC or Android, and you also have to resize your images. And this more goes for the live setup than it does with the Healthbar, but I had to resize it in Photoshop because it doesn't want to work in GameMaker Studios for some reason. Even if you try to resize it in GameMaker, the image will not resize. So what I'm talking about there is I'm talking about these hearts for the lives. If I try to resize this heart for my player, it'll be the same size as it is now. So you got to make sure you resize it in a different program like Photoshop or some other program for it to be the correct size, because it won't work in Studios for some reason. So for my player, I used the lives, which is the hearts. I created a heart for my character, so I'm going to have 3 hearts or 4 hearts in this game for my health. Each time I get hit, the heart's going to go away until I die, pretty much, just like the health bar, except it's going to be the hearts. And the depth's minus 500. And so with my player, basically it's set up Playerlives. It's going to be this octagon shape, visible, and then I went to add event, did a create, dragged over lives from the score tab, set it to 5, set to relative, no lives, went to add event, went to other, went to no lives, and then I went to the main 2 tab, dragged over in game, then I clicked on draw GUI, add event, draw GUI, and I dragged over dragged over lives image, set lives to heart lives 1, which is going to be this heart thing here, and then the X and Y coordinates 170 and 100. That's going to be determined where it's going to be located at on screen. And like I was talking about before, when you if you did this for the Android device, your hearts will be in a different location and your images will be too big, so you have to adjust. So you would have to adjust the X and Y coordinates to a different location and test it out on your Android device or tablet. Also, you would have to resize your hearts in a different program because, like I said, GameMaker Studios, when you try to resize it, it doesn't work for some reason. Not for doing the lives anyways. You can resize it. You can resize the heart, but then when you test it out, it's going to be the same size. So you got to resize the heart or whatever image you're going to use in a different program, then bring it back in, and then adjust the X and Y coordinates. Do not set it to relative. Do not. Alright, so then with the bad guy hitting me, went to player, the boss weapon, which is going to be this boss weapon right here. Went to modify mask. It's going to only be this location, this octagon, where he's going to get hit. Precise hit. Then I went to add event, create, and then I dragged over move tab. It's going to be set to 25, going left direction to hit me. Depth's at -1. So when it hits me, it's going to switch player top to player hit top. That's basically going to be this image right here, which is right next to my health. So when my player gets hit, he's going to flicker. He's going to switch from this image, which does do nothing. It's a static image, set to -500. It's going to go to player hit top, which is going to get hit. So he gets hit, flickers back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it's set for. It's going to do that for 3 milliseconds. Went to main 2 tab, dragged over a timer, room _ speed, star.3, alarm 0, then dragged over add event, went to alarm 0, has to match the same as alarm 0 here. Same thing, copy this information and paste it here, and then it's going to go back to player top, which does not do nothing. It's just a static image up top, which is this player top right here. So when he gets hit, it's going to flicker. And then when you click on the character, I have it set. You would pretty much want to set it to a button, but in this tutorial I set it to my player. When you click on the player, he's going to switch from not doing nothing to firing his weapon. So he's going to fire his weapon for 1 millisecond, and then I went and grabbed the create move tab, went over here and grabbed the create move and the main 1 tab, and then it set itself, and then the object is going to be the player weapon. The player weapon is this green thing here, my weapon, and it's going to go right at 25 speed. And then I have the Y set to 180. That's determining where the weapon's going to shoot out at. I want it pretty much to shoot out his mouth, so I had to change the location to 180. Maybe make sure it's set to relative. I don't need the speed or direction because I already have that set up in the player weapon where he's going to shoot, so I don't need anything else set here except for where he's going to position, where the weapon's going to shoot out at. So position the Y, which is going vertical at 180, and the player weapon's at depth of 0. Character's at -20, so I know that weapon's going to shoot behind him, not in front of him. And then after alarm 0 is set, it's going to change the player back to player, which he doesn't do nothing. And I repeat the process for the boss. Now, for the boss, when the good guy shoots the weapon out, it's going to flicker, do the same thing. It's going to change the boss topper to hit boss topper, which is going to flicker for 3 milliseconds, and then it's going to go back to static. And then the health bar, basically got this from the set health. He's going to lose 25 health, so minus 25, and I set it to relative. So when he gets hit, he's going to lose 25% of his 100% of his health. And then it's going to destroy the object. So it's going to destroy my weapon at the same time, the green weapon that shoots at him. I set it to other. You want to make sure it's set to other, not self, because if you set it to self, then it'll destroy all the weapons that you shoot out of his mouth. So you want to make sure it's set to other, so it only destroys that one object that hits him. Then I have a blocker set where when he moves, he's going to hit a line, which is this red line here. He's going to bump on that and bounce off that, and bounce off this, bounce off this, bounce off that. And he's set to move in at 10 speed in the left direction. Make sure the bumper, which is the blocker, is going to be set to solid. If you don't have this set to solid, he's going to go right through it, the boss. So make sure that's set to solid, and make sure it's not visible on screen. And that's pretty much it. And then I have the land, which doesn't do nothing. It's just visible. But in this game, I didn't set a gravity or nothing like that. It's made a real simple thing for you guys to do here. Alright, and that's pretty much it. I've talked about pretty much everything here in this tutorial, and I'll put information in the YouTube video and also give you the GMX file here so you can download it and open it up and check it out for yourself. Thanks for watching.